Welcome to Fort Wayne Up Close. I'm Dr. V, and I am here tonight having an amazing conversation with Miss Amber Hill. But let me get that right.
Yes,
Dr.
doctor.
Girl, look,
A
Dr.
doctor.
Amber Hill,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes,
Now,
yes.
now listen, so you're going to do most of the talking. Even though I may be sitting over here in the hostess seat, you're going to be doing most of the talking because there's so much to you and what you're doing. And so, first, I want to say I am proud of you.
Oh, thank
I
you.
am proud of you because it's not just about entertainment in your world, but
Mm-mm.
it's about education.
That's right. That's
Yes. And
right.
so, before we get into our amazing conversation, I want you to tell our viewers and listeners all about Dr. Amber Hill.
Yes, Dr. Amber Hill. Yes, I'm
Yes.
Dr. Amber Hill. I am originally born, raised here, right here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Woo, 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 woo. Proud alumni from Snyder High School, the best high school
Yes,
out
it
there,
is. The
Black Hawk
Panthers.
Middle School, and Adams Elementary and Harris. So I give you a little prop for one
The
year.
pro-
Now,
oh,
1 year. It was only 1 year, but Adams is always going to be that dear to my heart.
okay.
So I've been an educator for over 22 years.
Awesome.
And um, I am so enamored to educate young people and
Yeah.
speak life into young people. And I have actually been out the classroom for maybe
Mm,
four years now to teach adults to be great just like me. Because I believe that we need all the adults that impact our young people
yes.
to be just as passionate
Oh, my
about
goodness.
teaching and molding and speaking life into our young people. So now I teach adults to be just, I call it hillify them. I
Okay.
hillify them so they can be just as great as me. And on this
Love it.
journey, I started to, God placed it on my heart to start children's books and do more speaking engagements to
Mm-hmm.
add tips and tools to teachers' toolboxes, but also provide diverse literature for our youngest learners that is fun and engaging.
That's right. Fun and
And
engaging.
I was running from it now.
Okay.
I was
So,
running from it.
so before you take us into the
Okay,
treasure
okay.
chest, because there's a lot in the treasure chest.
It's a
Before we
lot.
go into that, I do want to know as far as a little bit about your background. So you talked about education. So I know you're pro education. Um, where does that come from? When did that start? And so kind of take us back a little bit as far as when you said, "Hey, I need to do more than just graduate from high school. This was good, but I'm
Well,
moving on. I'm going deeper." So talk to us about that.
well, education always been a platform in our family. My dad, the late Tasker Williams, and my mom, Mary Diane Williams, always spoke. We always going to college,
Mm,
college, college. But we were blessed, as most people in Fort Wayne know, the Williams family was really blessed in athletics.
yes.
So athletics got me to a lot of places and experience and exposure to say, hey, it's more out there in this world than just Fort Wayne, Indiana. But for me, I stepped into the journey of being an educator. I'm the fourth out of six. My experience at Harris Elementary. And as many of us know, the diversity in educators
Mm,
is very slim.
mm-hmm.
In my tenure as a student, I only had two
Wow.
African American male gym teachers. The rest of them was all predominantly white.
Oh,
So when
wow.
my mom transitioned my younger sister and I to Harris Elementary, my fifth grade year, and I before then I was like that student that wanted to be at school every day, room parent, all those type of things.
Hmm.
Fifth grade, that 10-year-old Amber didn't like school. It was only
Okay.
two African American each in each classroom, and that was the first time I experienced real racism toward me. Called the
Wow.
N word, called names that was I can't even pronounce on this
By the
channel, right?
okay,
By
by the
children
children in your
and
oh.
adults, right? So as a 10-year-old
Mm,
girl, I decided then that I wanted to be an educator. I was always the my mom lived around here, around, about South Side. All
mm-hmm.
the kids, I was a babysit kids since I was 10,
Yeah.
braid everybody's hair. So kids was already gravitating to me.
Mm,
But that experience being a 10-year-old child, realizing and truly understanding that my teacher did not speak life into me.
Mm-mm.
My name was always on the check, the board back in the day. Check
Check.
mark, check
You,
mark,
you
check
you
mark.
you was doing something.
Yeah, because of the color of my skin.
Wow.
Right? And it
Yeah.
wasn't because my dad, everybody that know Tazco Williams and Mary Diane know my
Yes.
parents do not play being
Yes.
disrespectful, so that wasn't going to happen.
Mm.
I was in trouble because the way I look.
So live, as they say, living while black.
Living while
So
black.
the experiences.
So that
Yeah.
molded me to be the teacher and educator that I am. So anybody that enter in my space is going to feel
You getting ready to fill them up.
it's going to feel
They're gonna
the
feel.
greatness.
Wait.
I'm pulling out that greatness.
Wait, come on. Wait now before you do it. They're gonna feel the heel.
The heel.
Oh. So, oh my God. Okay, so there's always something that happens. There's a seed that's planted, right? There's something that happens that cause all these good things to come.
See,
To,
I was blessed to have great parents that spoke life into me, to tell me, Amber, you can be whatever God called
There
you
you
to
go.
be, despite what anybody else say. What man say is not what God say, right?
okay.
And so I was blessed to have parents. Not all our young people have that.
And that's what I was gonna say. And they were pouring into you before 10.
They was poured, and I have, by being the fourth, my older siblings.
They
always
were pouring into you. See how important it is, and sometimes we take our siblings for granted, but it is so important what our siblings are saying to us. I know myself, I have two amazing siblings. I have an older brother, younger sister, and sometimes we do take them for granted and we forget some of the things that we learned from each other, but it's very valuable. And I like that you pointed that out. So a lot of times it's not just the parents.
Not just the parents, my siblings.
Especially for people that always talking about the single family home and the deficit of because you didn't have two parents. But the truth is sometimes it's not the parents that's making the biggest difference in the household, because sometimes what that older brother might be doing, look, good or bad, yeah, it's what sticks with you.
And
So
then having that circle.
That's right.
Playing sports, and I had a best friend, the late Tiffany Thomas, that poured into me. She was more on the academic
Yes.
side. Then I had my best friend, Vamina Reese,
Oh my God.
that would speak
Yes.
life. So it's like having those strong circles.
Ooh.
Candace Crawford, Erica
Some
Diller,
good
all
people.
those, yes, Sabrina Kelso, all those wonderful circles allowed me to be the Amber that I am.
That's
All of them
amazing.
planting little seeds. So you got to have the right circle too. And we still friends for life, right?
I was gonna say you just dropped some powerful names right there. Look, we just exited our Women's History
Yeah,
Month.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you just sent some shout
Some
outs to
queens.
some you
Some
did.
queens.
I heard some amazing names. So yeah, shout out to those beautiful ladies. So you talked about a circle, so that I'm gonna call it the golden circle of people, of friends, associates, and people that's pouring into you, people that I would say are and were intentional. And you chose to be intentional hanging out with these people, because you could have went a different direction real easy. Because I know you was having fun too with all that.
A little bit, right?
Okay, so doctor. Okay, so we fast forward. Education was going down. You said, I can't settle for less. I'm going higher.
Woo.
I need this. I don't just want this, but I need this, not just for me, but I need this for other people, other children that look like me.
Yes.
So that they don't have the experience and feel what you felt when you were 10 years old. Yes.
Yeah. So I always tell people, I wanted to quit every day. It took me 7 years to get my doctoral degree. I quit every single day in my head.
I was going to say,
in my head, right?
every morning. So, yeah,
Like, I'm done with this. But that 10-year-old girl,
that moment, that time.
because I was never serious about school. Being the fourth, everybody know after mom of 4 boys now, I understand why your parents get tired after having multiples, right? So they were so focused on the older ones, ensuring that they were getting their education and going off to college, that sometimes you forget about the middle, which was okay with me. I was the first one, Lord, to come home with some C's and some D's. So education wasn't always like number one for me. I was all about socializing and being the star athlete.
I felt that. That's why I was like, I know you was having fun too.
But having those parents, you get in trouble after a while, and about bringing some of them bad grades. It wasn't that I didn't comprehend the material. I just didn't want to do it. I developed unhealthy behaviors due to being a star athlete, due to being popular. I got away with a lot of things.
Okay.
So as I transitioned to college, my freshman year was a little rocky. My daddy got me all together, and I had my sister who's a chemist. We 16 months apart. She got me together and made sure that I had every class that I was taking to make sure that I was going to graduate in 4 years. Then I decided to continue to go on to school, which shocked my whole family. Like, what? And I was like determined. And then like when my fourth child was maybe 1, I went to a prophetic reading, which I didn't really believe in at the time.
Yeah.
But that woman spoke life into me, and she told me I was going back to school. And I said, "You a lie." I told her, I said, "I bet I won't. I bet I won't. I don't like school like that."
Yeah.
And then look at me now.
Look at you.
I am Dr. Hill.
Okay, and listen, a moment turned into momentum.
Yes. And when I
Yeah.
walk into those buildings and talk to and do author visits and talk to young people, and they look at me the way that they look at me, because I'm a doctor, they be like, "You a doctor."
Wow.
It gives them inspiration
Oh, yes.
to know, dang, this woman look just like me. Just as I always tell them,
Yes.
I'm cute and smart. All eyes on me because I'm
Okay.
cute and smart. And they like, it gives me more fuel to continue
Oh, yeah.
to do what I do every day, because now I am giving them hope.
I love
That
that.
look that, hey, if she can do it, I said, don't let her fool you. I'm
Yeah.
from the hood too.
That's
Don't
it.
let her fool you, right?
Okay.
But we
Come
can make
on.
it out.
Yes.
We can make it out.
Take
with
the
a-
hood off.
Take the hood off,
Yes.
right?
Oh my goodness. So empowered. You were empowered. And so now I want you to talk to us about what you're doing so that our community can look for you and people can support you, continue to empower
Yes.
you in your journey and what you're doing. So talk to us about, what is a day like? What are you doing? What is today, tomorrow? What does it look like for you? Because you got all these books, and I want you to talk about these books and the birth, the origin. But give us a quick little snapshot.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause
a day of life of Dr. Amber Hill.
Yes.
It's busy, but it's good busy. Like I go home and I be tired some days, but I always tell my husband it's good tired, because everything I do is giving my all to everybody that enter my space, no matter who you are, right? But it can go from, I still work in Columbus City Schools as the district PBIS coordinator, so my day fluctuates. I might be going to do walkthroughs at a building. I might be speaking, doing professional development. I might be reading one of my stories to some young scholars. I might be doing, every day is different, and it's okay, right? And then it's days where I'm on spring break and I get to sleep. I rest. I'm resting.
Yeah, but I can imagine what that's like. You say resting, but there's some things because you can't turn it off.
Your mind is always, always, always going. And I'm a night owl. It drives my husband crazy. I could be up at midnight, 1,
Yes.
2, 3 o'clock, and my mind is always going on what is the next
Yeah.
thing I need to get done. Who do I need to contact?
See?
And honestly, my husband is, if it wasn't for him, that's my I call him my hubby manager.
Okay.
He keeps me busy.
So he's working. He's
working.
He's behind the scenes, beside the scenes, in front of
Website,
the- Okay.
everything. Sign. He like my agent that's free.
Oh, the free agent.
He
Okay.
is always hustling and grinding
I love that.
to make sure, and he's not afraid to be in the back and let me shine. And that's the one thing I love about him.
It's-
He doesn't dim my light. He wants
Wow.
me to be great. He
That's
pushes me so
beautiful.
much, sometimes too hard, and I be like, "Oh, I need to rest." Because when God say I need to rest, I need
Come
to
on
rest,
here.
right?
Okay.
And he could be obedient, but sometimes he be like, "We need to do this."
Come on now, Ike. Okay. No.
I call him Adam. Look here, Adam.
Okay.
Because Adam sometimes was hard-headed in the Bible, right? And sometimes I need you to sit back, Adam. Sit back, Adam.
Sit down for a minute.
Sit down.
Okay. So, I got to ask you these questions because we're going to get into these books. But, reading. You don't see young people so much with books like you used to. And so now I understand that if a child cannot read by the age of 3 or the age or by third
Third
grade,
grade.
which is what age? What age
That's
is
about
third
9.
grade?
9.
If they cannot read when they get to that point, okay, now watch this. I'm about to put a flip on this. Who do you blame?
It's all of us.
Okay.
It's all of us. It's because collectively it takes all of us to ensure our youngest people have what they need in their toolbox, right? And to create those healthy behaviors where they are empowered and want to read.
Yes.
Like we have reading contests, and I have boys, and you know how hard that is for boys to love to read.
Talk about it, because I want you to
Black
tell
boys
us
are that,
about
right?
that. Yes.
Black boys.
Okay, that's where I want you to
I'm
go.
an avid reader. I was
Okay.
always an avid reader. Me and my mom have a contest who's gonna read their book. So from the beginning, when they was in my womb, they was listening to Mozart and all those classical music. I was reading books to them in my stomach. I'm a natural early child educator, by heart, right?
Yes.
Their whole rooms were like a classroom.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, I was crazy.
Vocabulary, words, and everything.
Drove my husband crazy. I had every leapfrog, you name it.
Yeah.
My oldest did not embrace none of it. He did not care about none Mama was talking about. My second one, Jabez, he loved it. He was like a little frog, just touching
Hitting buttons.
everything.
Yeah.
He was embracing and engulfed in all of it. And then the other two, they love. So my kids read. And we have reading contests even to this day.
Yeah.
Summer reading at the library. We sign up as a whole family. Who gonna read? Now, I will say they've been beating me these past couple years because I got doctoral brain, right?
Yes.
But it doesn't matter to me. I'm just in loving that they love to read, right?
Yeah.
Our youngest people are not reading. They saying over 43% are fourth graders in the country
Ooh.
are literate. 43. That's ain't even half, right?
That's scary.
And what really pushed me, because the classrooms that I was blessed to be in were very I call it multicultural. We use United Nations. We had kids from all over, right?
Yeah.
And I used to incorporate their names in folk tales, nursery rhymes. Our kids don't even know nursery rhymes anymore, right? And to see their faces lit up when Jack be nimble, Jack be quick.
I was just going to say, when Jack
be
and
nimble, Jack be quick. Jada be nimble.
I like that, girl.
And their faces would lit up, and they would leave me. We just have fun all day. I just like to have fun. I believe school should not be stale.
Yes.
I believe learning should be always fun and engaging,
yes.
and that's how our baby's going to gravitate to whatever content we teaching them, right? But I noticed a trend. As they left me, they was prepared reading. I taught pre-K for a long time. They was ready for kindergarten, and then I seen them navigate in my same building. They by third grade. What you mean you ain't passed the test? I already gave you the early foundation. But then my great colleague, Dr. Terry Husband, he did a study. Our African American boys didn't see themselves in literature. And I'm like, oh my God, that makes sense, right?
They didn't belong, so that
They didn't belong. So why I'm gonna pick this book up,
In their
teacher, that you
mind.
keep trying to tell me to read this paragraph or this book or this article, and I can't relate to nothing. Who cares? One little boy said, "Who cares if John is over there skiing? We don't even leave our neighborhood, right? Like."
Right.
We ain't going nowhere,
right.
mountains. skiing.
Exactly.
So the content that we're giving our scholars
they can't relate to it.
no, it's boring and whack and outdated. Right?
Yes.
We need to find literature that is relatable, that they can really comprehend.
Absolutely.
But our kids are different too. Back in the day, we was in trouble if we came home with bad grades.
That's right.
Now it's like you got F's wearing Jordans.
That's
You clean. You're not sitting there like,
parents
"How in the world?"
That's so true.
Right? So the value of education has plummeted as time goes, because people don't. I need education. I could be a YouTuber.
Okay. That now
I don't need
see,
that.
You,
But I tell them, yes, you do, boo. You got to
Okay.
be able to read. When I hear young
So
people talking about they don't want to read, you got to. Who gonna read your contract? Mike Tyson's one of the
come on.
richest people.
Yes. And
Great
can't read it.
athlete, can't read,
Hmm.
and he got taken advantage of. Where his money at?
Absolutely.
Now he trying to fight again,
And
right?
so that's what okay. Look, at this age,
At this
come on here.
age,
You better
right?
sit
Bring your
down.
money, right?
Okay. So listen. So that's what I'm talking about when you mentioned YouTube. So social media got in the way. So I like that you said that we're all responsible. We're all
We
to
all,
blame, right?
we all to blame.
So, but you started when they were in the womb. And so today, so many parents, they don't believe in that. They don't do that. They're not saying the ABCs even, right? And so, but there's power in that. So y'all do some research on
Yeah,
there.
yes.
There's definitely power in that. So, but something said to you, I'm not just going to go to the library and get a book for my children or my classroom or for the future children that I'm going to teach. You said, I'm going to create the books. So talk to me, and if you don't mind holding up some of these beautiful books so that we can see and talk to us about the way it came to be, because the pictures have a story too. So talk to us about that.
So right before the pandemic was my last year actually as a classroom teacher. And God just kept saying, with my best friend, the late Tiffany Thomas, before she passed away, I kept saying, ooh, bestie, God keep trying to tell me write some children's literature, but I don't want to. I enjoy being in my little classroom, my own building. I don't want to engulf in this author journey. And God just kept pushing me and pushing me. And I said, if I'm going to write children's literature, why not be about my sons? Me and my husband has 4 amazing boys. And the first book that I actually published was Jacoby, What Can I Be? And I took it, I went from ABC, it's an ABC book, and it's all the positive characteristics he is, right? While also using robust
Yes.
literature, language, so our kids can expand their academic
Okay,
capacity,
that's
right?
right. Yes.
And it was around the time of George Floyd too. And what was they saying about our African American young men? They were saying by the time they are 6, 7, they grown men. The language was changing, right?
Yes.
My baby is a boy. He is not a grown man.
That's right.
And I wanted the world to see positive, not only African American boys, but I want the whole world to see positive images of African American boys, because
right.
imagery is important, and it's time that we start changing the trajectory of what
That's
people
right.
think about us. We have more families that are like
Yes.
the Cosbys, and I've been
Absolutely.
watching Family Matters than the thugs out in the street, right?
Yes.
But
The angry black
the
man.
angry black
Or
man,
black
the
woman.
angry black woman, or our boys thugs, and all they do is go out and steal, only can
That's
speak
right.
in Bonics. No, we have a wealth and a variety of African Americans that the world need to see positive. So this book is one of our young people's favorite because of the
Yes.
rich vocabulary words, and every word from A through Z, A through Z is nothing but positive. And the favorite page of this
Favorite
book
page.
that most even adults don't even know, right? We give out money for any kid that could pronounce it.
Oh my God.
You know that word?
Never seen that word before.
Sinodokio, and that means friendly. So
I
now,
like that. You
so
better,
now we
better
speaking
get a zoom
word.
in on this word.
now we speaking life into ourselves, and when their friends say they mean or say anything negative, no, I'm Sinodokio.
Okay.
I'm speaking life into myself, but also teaching you a new word to add to
Come
your
on here.
toolbox, right?
Xeniokyo. Xeniokyo.
So a lot of
I
the
got
words,
it.
I was intentional about picking each word because I wanted to be positive. I wanted Jacoby to see all the wonderful things his mom believed he is. And then, do you believe in it, right? Because if you don't
Right.
believe in yourself, who else is, right? You
That's
your
right.
number one cheerleader.
That's right. And that's him on the front.
That is him. So all my stories, all my books, my main characters are my boys.
Let's see all of them.
Yes.
You have to hold
and
them up.
each
while-
book, I go from mother, son, and then I go from father and son, because I need the world to see that we have some beautiful, handsome black men,
Yes.
kings, that are actively engaged in a healthy way with their families.
Yes.
That they are not obsolete, right?
That is beautiful.
So Jabari, I changed this book because as I started to navigate the different spaces, our kids are not loving themselves, right? So this talks about all the beautiful characteristics Jabari loves about himself, and have descriptive words of, because our kids need to be able to describe things on those assessments. What does your mountain look like? You just can't say the mountain was big. What? Right.
Right.
So my favorite page, and the kids love, 'cause my husband go everywhere I go, and he looks just like my husband. The kids like, oh, that's the main character. But my favorite page in this book, my hair that is locked, full of velvet rope. So even if you
Oh.
cannot see, you know Jabari loves his locks,
locks.
right? Because they made of velvet. And how many times have we continued to hear stories of young African American men that have beautiful locks
Yes.
like me, and the school district say you got to cut those hair
those
off,
off. That's
or
right.
that's not professional
Yeah.
to be on camera with your hair looking like mine.
That's right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's mine. It's how I want to rock
That's
my
right.
hair, right?
That's right.
So I want our kids to understand that they
That's
are
good.
uniquely and wonderfully made. Just how God made you.
Yes.
You don't need all the other stuff. You don't need to look like the next person. Be
No.
yourself. Look how you want to look.
Yes, because he was intentional.
He was
when he
intentional.
made
He
it.
designed you,
That's
right?
right.
Right.
Beautiful.
So this one is all about a healthy conversation between the father and the son. Jabari is telling his dad all the beautiful things that he loves about himself. And then my second favorite page, at the end, he says, but most importantly, Daddy, what I love about me is I am an image of you, which makes me happy. Right? How many young men love to look like
Their
their
daddy.
And they proud.
Right.
Don't be upset.
That is so
right?
good.
And then my third book is Jabez, What Do You See? And it goes all about he telling me, his mom, all the beautiful animals that he sees. Number recognition. I'm all about early childhood. Our kids got to be able to know how to count, how to
That's
recognize their numbers,
Yes.
number sense, animals, and a fun fact about an animal.
I was gonna say not just the dog and the cat.
I need you to know
Okay.
something about, like, I think where's the one, the kids really love the one with the flamingos, because they did not know that flamingos slap on one leg.
Okay.
Right? So I'm intentional about the content that I am producing out. It's fun, it's engaging.
And that's why you say
still learning.
not just entertaining,
Not-
it's educational.
It's educational.
It's beautiful too. The art is so nice.
The illustrator we
Are you-
found did
Yes.
a fabulous job, because your illustrations, to all my up and coming children's authors, please make sure your illustrations pop, because this is how our youngest leader began to learn to read, is through illustrations. Before they learn any words, they learn to read through the pictures. So I was intentional. I want everything to be popping.
Yes.
So my next book is my oldest son will be coming out in June, prayerfully, and his is all about him telling his dad about emotions, because I want people to realize that all emotions are great. When I see different curriculum and content, the teachers always, you ever notice the white kid is happy and excited, the black kid's always mad and sad and looking sad. You got to be intentional about what people are putting in front of your kids. That's why parents need to be aware.
That's right.
But I want to also let our kids know, yes, they call us angry, but hey, that's a good emotion, because it fuels our passion.
That-
right?
Yes.
All emotions are good. It's how you
Stop looking at my
interact.
paper over here. I'm talking
It's
about
how
your
you
passion.
interact. Look, it's how you interact with those emotions. So it's him having a conversation with his dad about all the beautiful emotion that he is experiencing.
That
So
is
I'm
so good.
intentional about every book, every content
is
that
so
I
good.
am dispersing out into the world. And I want everything to be encouraging, inspiring,
It
speaking
is.
life.
Yeah, and you can feel your passion and your
I am.
yes, your love. And I and obviously looking at this many books. So how many so far?
So 3, and then coloring books. I believe about the whole child. I want y'all to start
Okay.
coloring beautiful black kids, right? I want you to color too. Our kids they punching instead of pinching when they start out writing, right?
Okay.
So I'm
Yes.
all about the whole child.
See,
you
I
coloring.
told you there was so much to look to, but Epiphany Hill.
Epiphany Hill.
So
So when I
Give it to us.
so when I started on this journey, I had to think about a name for what our business was going to be about. My late best friend Tiffany Thomas passed away right before I was able to publish my first book, and she was an amazing music scholar, teacher, and she taught in Orlando, Florida, right before she passed. And her business that she was teaching young scholars music, and hers was Epiphany. So
Okay.
what greater honor, because she
Yeah.
started this journey when she spoke life into me.
Wow.
She pushed me. What's
Yes.
the name? Put that Epiphany in
I
front of
love it.
whatever. So it was supposed to be Epiphany Hill, but then Epiphany Hill was already taken, so I had to add the Enterprises to
Yes.
the end.
That's
But
beautiful.
she's going to be with me everywhere I go.
Wow.
That's my boo.
That's good. That is so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Wow. Thank you for joining us. This is Fort Wayne Up Close. And before we get out of here, I would love if you could leave an encouraging word or quote or something to our viewers and listeners as far as reading, or what do you want to say? You want to speak to the teachers, the students, families, etc.?
I want to speak to all of us
Yes,
because
honey.
at the end of the day, this journey is not something that we do in silo. It's going to take all of us to change the trajectory of the way our kids love to read. Pick up a book, buy a Jordan. Pick up a book, buy a Jordan. Pick up a book, buy a Jordan. I'm just going to keep reiterating that
Yes.
because as I travel across the country, we need to start letting our kids know that it's okay to read a book. Reading goes across all bands. You're gonna need to know how to read something in your
Yes.
life,
That's
right?
right.
And it starts early on. Go to a library, have story time with your family. Read in the car. So many
I
fun things
love
to
it.
do. Put the iPad down for a little bit and read
Okay. Put the
15
Kindle down.
minutes.
Put the
Put
Kindle
the
down
Kindle
too.
down. That's why I'm intentional about a book. We need to pick up a actual book. I love my Kindles, but I need you to pick up a book. At least
Yes.
15 minutes a day reading, because our children are our future. And when I go into a nursing home and have to go to the doctor when I'm 100, I want to make sure that my nurse is able to read whatever
That's right.
content, right?
That's right.
But at the end of the day, my last thing, be you, be your authentic self. Love you. Don't be like anybody else. God only made you. Keep letting your light shine bright in every space that you enter. Because the
Yes.
world need each and every one of us. Because we
That's
all
good.
got different gifts that he has given us. So
Yeah. That's
I
good.
love everybody.
That's good.
That's my
good.
message.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Yes.
This is Fort Wayne Up Close. Thank you so much, Dr. Amber Hill.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Good night.